What's going on? Welcome back to another tantalizing episode of Off the Schneid. Thursday night, I wasn't able to go live last night as we typically would on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule sort of thing, and I won't be able to tomorrow night. So we'll probably have to make it up on the weekend, probably on Saturday. I think I have something going on Saturday, but I think we can make it work at some point. But yeah, happy Canada Day. Happy belated Canada Day. Shout out to Jeff, who was finced tonight. We got Stephen Hines in here. How you doing? No updates. I haven't seen anything yet. I'm literally just checking my email, waiting for a new, essentially, or an email. Sorry, essentially telling me that it's happening and they're pulling out and it's dead and it's over. So I haven't heard anything yet, but I'm personally just waiting for it. I think it's 7 days, so either a week or it's either the 9th or the 13th that is the official date of essentially pullout for DK and probably Underdog. DK for sure, that's happening, that's done, that's going to happen. It is what it is. So DFS and best ball, but we'll see about Underdog. Kind of just waiting on it right now. But yeah, so we decided to go live on a Thursday, which probably wasn't optimal, plus EV for the show, for the channel. We've got like 6 other streams running live right now. So shout out to the Toxic Tower. We got the Fanspeak Network. We got Flannelverse going. Yeah, probably a couple more right now. So it's just a little bit saturated in the space right now, but it is what it is. We're going to keep on keeping on. And we're going to get some volume in while we still can, essentially, is what we're going to do tonight. So it's just going to be, there's not a lot to draft right now anyways. I have one more Dalmatian to rip, which maybe we can do on stream if there's an appetite for it. But realistically, I've maxed the Pitbull a long time ago. Not doing Scott Fishbowl, obviously. The Mastiff is a little out of the price range. The Big Dog is a little out of the price range, and I'm just not doing weekly winners or eliminator this year at all. We'll see, maybe, but especially if I lose the ability to draft, then it's even less likely that I draft either of those two. Weekly winners I'm done with. I did a bunch last year and the year before. By a bunch, I mean like a handful, like 10 to 20, 25, something like that. And then the eliminator, I did get a few in. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe some elims could be fun, but we're not going to do that tonight. Let's jump into a best ball Mania. This is number 66 or something like that. Already filled. If you're trying to get in, didn't, my apologies. That was a quick one. But again, with everybody running streams, it's nice to get a little bit of EV potentially. That feels good. We're going to update the best ball overlay. Shout out to best ball overlay. Link in the description, and promo code OTS saves you 25% on your best ball overlay subscription, which I highly recommend. If you don't already use an overlay, I highly recommend using an overlay, especially with volume is always my spiel. Yeah, this is 66. That was clean. We got a little vitamin P, aka the pill, aka Pilsner. So shout out to the wife for picking up that package of beverages for me. Got the 1-7. I don't feel like I've drafted there a ton, which you can kind of tell with my exposures in this area. JSN would be cool because I'm behind the field there, but I doubt it. Jonathan Taylor, I have 1 click. I think I got him at the 9 spot. So that's my 1 click of Jonathan Taylor so far. It'll probably be an Amon-Ra click. I want to, close the gap between CeeDee Lamb and Amon-Ra, and I'm kind of getting there. 2 shares of Justin Jefferson. Falling behind on my Genty, but we'll get back there. Though he is low on my ranks. He's ranked 32 is what I have him ranked, which is all based on projections. It's not based on how I feel. Obviously, I'm drafting him a fair amount, but yeah, there is some risk there. Genty, there's some risk. Hampton, there's some risk for me. Kenny Walker, there's definitely some risk. All those guys, even Drake London, Brown, there's risk there that I don't think is necessary. I don't think is priced in at all, realistically. But it doesn't mean I'm not drafting these guys, because I am. It's just, yeah, more of like a vibes thing, but the projections are what builds up to gets the rank essentially. So let's go Monra here. I think that's easy for me. I'm trying to go wide receiver as much as I can in the first round. 0 RB type stuff. I made no secret about that. I'm done drafting this week, but I'll make sure to hop in a draft on the 8th farewell stream. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe we'll do something. I don't know. Get some guests on if that is the. I mean, I'm gonna wait till official word. Like I'm just gonna keep rocking it till the wheels fall off, essentially. But yeah, if or when we get some official word, maybe I'll put together like a farewell stream kind of thing. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. What's your top 2 draft spots to start from as far as like preferred? Anywhere in the top 3, realistically, like 3. Pick 3 is the my favorite because you're most likely to get Jamar Chase, and that's who I want the most of. I'm 20+% Jamar Chase across the board and in Best Ball Mania. So I like 3rd overall. Worst case scenario, you're getting Bijan or Gibbs. Then it's like, 7 feels good because you can take Amon-Ra, you can take CeeDee Lamb, you can take, McCaffrey if you choose. You can pull up Genty, that's no problem. You can pull up anyone really at the 7 spot. So I don't mind that. And again, you're not forced to take like the JSNs, the Jonathan Taylors kind of thing, which I'm lower on those too, though I should be clicking JSN a little bit more. So I guess gun to my head, I would say 3 and 7 would probably be my 2 kind of favorite first round or starts or picks, whatever you want to call it. And also, I don't want to be going a lot of 2 RB starts. So at the back end of the draft, that's where you see a lot of the 2 RB starts. It's just hard not to, if I'm being honest, unless CeeDee Lamb falls, which he does a fair amount. Let's see what we got with Amon-Ra as far as combos. Nothing with AJ Brown, nothing with Nico Collins, nothing with George Pickens. Interesting. Only one with Chase Brown, though. Let's do Chase Brown. Or 2 with Chase Brown, but with the volume I have 18%. So Pickens isn't a bad click there either. The Giants, stack with the Cowboys week 17 and the Detroit Lions week 16. So that's kind of a reason to pull up Pickens. I'll definitely have to get that start with Amon-Ra and Pickens, though you should always be able to do that. It shouldn't be an issue. So I'll have to keep that in mind. That's definitely a start that I want to get to. Putt Daddy's in the house. What's up, man? Appreciate you popping in. I've learned to love the 11 spot because I only drafted in the 11 spot. That's fair, man. Do what you got to do. I mean, you do get some falls there. Like I've seen Amon-Ra fall to 11, CeeDee Lamb, obviously. Justin Jefferson's there, and I'll click him a little bit. I'll probably be below the field on Justin Jefferson, just like I was last year, but probably not as hard to say if I'll be as low on Justin Jefferson. That's nice to get the Chase Bowers start. That's actually hard to get. I don't know how many times I have that, if at all, if I'm being honest with you. It's hard to get that start. I'll have to get unique from my St. Brown and Chase Brown starts. So I'm going to put those both players in the combo tool and make sure I'm not doubling up or tripling up. Also, pro tip, when you enter drafts in BC, sign out before you leave the province and sign back in. Underdog automatically signs you out once a month for security reasons. Don't do any updates on your phone. Good to know. Good to know. That might be hard. I think my phone auto updates. I might have to turn that off, obviously. Sign out before you leave the province, sign back in. Gotcha. Yeah, we'll see when that happens, and I'm gonna be chatting with the folks at Underdog instantly after that announcement happens, just to be sure and say, hey, what's the deal? How does this work? Blah, blah, blah. Are there any ramifications? Blah, blah, blah. Trey McBride would be fun. A little bit of a fall there. Zay Flowers, I don't have. I don't have with Amon-Ra even. That's interesting. Definitely not with both of them. Might have to go with Zay kind of regardless. McBride goes. We're going with Zay Flowers. That's crazy if I don't have him with Amon-Ra at all. And then only once with Chase Brown. That's an easy click. We're definitely going Zay Flowers. I like that. Combo tool saves my bacon once again. Got a little week 17 stack with the Bengals. Ravens, definitely a game that I'm focused on personally. I'd imagine most others are as well. But I do want to continue to stay unique. Well, I think we're okay with Chase and Amon-Ra. I would take T. Higgins if he's there, even though I do have that with that combination. It's just the proper click regardless. So, yeah, I'm not too worried about this for my next pick. Candyman's in the house. What's up, man? I'm just, lamenting the possibility of losing Underdog in the next week or so. We'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. Could be a really shitty time for me in about a week, but we'll see. No official announcement yet. Hampton McConkey. Genty, K-Walk, Josh Allen pulls up Loveland. Interesting. Let's see what my ranks are saying. Josh Jacobs, Javonte, Terry McLaurin. T-Mac goes. Tedero, McMillan. That would have been a nice click there, I think. I'll take the Javonte fall for sure. This is my first Javonte share in Best Ball Mania. So let's do that. Let's do that. I have him ranked at 33, goes at 42. Also 7 picks past ADP. I will take all of that, all of the above. Yeah, we'll have to bring in a Green Bay, a New York Giant, at some point. Yeah, tough day, man. That's good info, 100%. According to an article in Gaming News Canada, UD expects to cease operations on July 13th, but as you mentioned, nothing official yet. Yeah, that sounds exactly right to me. So we'll see. We'll see. I fully, like I've been saying, I fully expect them probably on like the 10th or 11th or something. They'll say, oh, we've been fighting. We've been trying to keep, for our customers in Alberta, and we just can't do it. And here we are. Even though I guarantee they're not doing a goddamn thing. But yeah, that's what I'm expecting. So in probably about a week, I expect to get an email. I mean, I think everybody gets an email because I remember getting one for the Ontario market when they pulled out of Ontario. And I was kind of like butthole clenched up because I thought they were saying like Canada in general or something. And then, read it a little more thoroughly and we were okay at the time. But yeah, I fully expect about a week from now to get an email telling us that it's dead now. Good to see you in the streets. Hope all's well. Yeah, all's well, except for I will probably not be streaming in about a week. Ever. I don't know what I'm going to do or what's going to happen as far as content, but I don't, the channel as you know it right now will pretty much cease. So we'll see. We'll see if I do anything from there, and then I'll have to get creative with drafting. I'd be happy with that 4-round start. I'm pretty happy with this. I like it. So far, so good. Irving, Bucky. Irving could be a good selection here, though I don't know I want to go down that road. Maybe. Christian Watson goes. I think I'll just take Lamar here with Zay. Got the Chase Brown bring back week 17. Yeah, let's do Lamar Jackson. I think that's fun. That makes some sense. You could always become a faceless YouTube channel. Yeah. Just do some AI slop or something. I don't know what I would do. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see, but it'll be tough. Yeah, it'll be tough to do. I don't know. I don't know, man. Like maybe go back to making videos, but I don't want to edit shit, man. Like I hate editing. So I've been dying for AI slop to teach me about small towns in Canada. Yeah, maybe that's what it'll be. Maybe I'll start like a ghost hunting channel. They'll seem to do well. They'll seem to do numbers, you know? So maybe that's what we'll do. Ghost hunting and best ball. I'll rip best ball drafts while ghost hunting in BC. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Let's just enjoy it while we got it. It's frustrating, but there's a whole lot of nothing I can do about it. So let's just do our thing while we can, you know? Let's do our thing while we can. We're going to get a little bit different probably on this one. We'll see. We're already different with the Javonte Williams click. First one in Best Ball Mania. I definitely would have went Bucky at 66. That's crazy. He's still there. Goes at 62. That's nice value there. 9 picks only. Wow, he's still slipping. I do like Kenny Gainwell a lot right now. I definitely do like Kenny G a lot right now. We're definitely going to go Parker. It's funny how the whole best ball community and fantasy community is all over Parker Washington's jockstrap right now. And if you listen to this channel, you'd have been drafting him a year and a half ago. But what do I know? New collectors in the house, catching up on the stream. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. You didn't miss much. You didn't miss much. Just pissing and moaning about potentially not being able to draft anymore. Jacksonville pairs up with Dallas a little bit too. That's fun. I like this team so far. Very balanced. Very balanced. I'll probably be away from running backs for a little bit. I didn't plan on drafting Javonte Williams, but he fell into my lap. So that's nice. I'll take a share. 3rd round pick goes in the 4th round. Halfway through the 4th round, I'll take that value. I had a guy on Twitter kind of pushing back on getting value when I got like Colson Lovin goes at 39 here. I got him at 52 earlier today, and that wasn't good enough value, I guess, for Homeboy on Twitter. Yeah, there was a few others. I got Garrett Wilson goes at 36. I got Garrett Wilson at 45. And that's not enough value, I guess. I don't know. So, yeah, it's funny. The Twitter machine basically, he said I got those guys at ADP, which I disagreed with respectfully. But either way. Doc 79, how's it going? I'm doing well. Doing well enough. Got taken down last night, 2 nights ago in hockey, and then lost my shit on their team, saying they're going to hurt somebody. Little did I know I was kind of hurt, but I was too busy yelling at people, too busy calling them idiots and saying mean things to people to realize that I hurt myself. I was yelling at them that they're going to hurt somebody, and I'm sitting there actually kind of banged up. So that was, I maybe should have stopped and smelled the roses on that one, but that's all right. But other than that, I'm doing well. I could go Caleb with the Amon-Ra bring back there. Caleb's been falling lately. Earlier today, yeah, I got him at 76 is where I got Caleb. A few picks past ADP, but I'm going to take him here. I was planning on going with Trevor Lawrence, but I'm going to take Caleb if he's going to fall and I have Amon-Ra. My plan, I already have my week 17, so I'm going to build out stacks with the Baltimore side. So I'm not too worried about getting Bears. I know someone's going to be upset with me for not being able to get the falling values this drafter here, the Josh Allen drafter maybe. This guy probably would have taken him. definitely this guy here, but it makes sense in my world. So if you disagree, you disagree, but I think it makes sense to take Caleb, and I have a week 17 bring back, and Caleb could most definitely run in a couple touchdowns. So I don't mind that. So I'm doing well. Appreciate you, Doc. Often who's hoping you can somehow enter slows at least. Yeah, we'll see. We will see. It's going to be a bit of a convoluted mess for the next little bit. Am I crazy? But I love taking Garrett Wilson. My projections just don't love Garrett Wilson. Let's see what I got him projected at. I think I have him projected for less than 1,000 yards and to miss, but I think I have him missing like a game or two sort of thing. Let's go to wide receivers. Yeah, I have him under 1,000 yards at playing 17 games, 134 targets, 84 catches, 923 yards, 6.6 touchdowns, 173 fantasy points is what I have projected for Mr. Garrett Wilson. I just have a heart. There's so many mouths to feed, and there's only one football, and there's only Geno Smith out there throwing it. So I just have a hard time thinking that Garrett Wilson's going to absolutely smash. Injury history, there's concern there. So do I take Harvey a bit past ADP? I think I do. I don't love the wide receivers here. I don't mind Harvey. Monungai could be a click with the Caleb Williams thing, which isn't the worst idea. I'm going to take Monungai. He's one of my favorite clicks on the board right here. I think I had Harvey ranked as far as projections are concerned higher, but we're not taking another quarterback. I'll tell you that for free. So there we go. I have a little stack bring back week 17 for the Bears Lions. That's kind of my meta too. My like meta winning formula is running back with quarterback, running back with a bit of a running quarterback. I think could definitely do it. Like Jaden Daniels with Rashad White, Williams with Swift, or potentially Monungai. Stuff like that. Burrow with Chase Brown, sorry. Josh Allen with James Cook, stuff like that, where if they throw one at least to the running back, and then the running back obviously runs in one as well, sort of thing, or catches two, and then the quarterback runs in one or two touchdowns, then I think that could be the winning formula this year. Obviously you have to hit it week 17, lightning in a bottle, but that's kind of my like meta giga gal brain thought process for what could win this year. We need to lace up those skates again and cross-check the Alberta Gaming Commission. Yeah. I would if I could, pal. I would if I could. Oh, dang. Sounds like you need to open up a can of whoop ass. Yeah, I was pretty upset. Got pulled down like 3 times in the last 10 minutes of the third period. And it's just like, fuck guys, it's beer league hockey. Like if you can't make the play, then don't force it. You're going to hurt somebody. And that kind of is what happened to me a little bit. But like, yeah, you gotta like take care of each other out there a little bit. You can't be trying to be a fucking hero. Like you're gonna get somebody hurt badly. It's a fast game, hard ice, hard boards. You're gonna get somebody hurt, and if it's me, I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind on you. I'll tell you that much. I lose my shit pretty easily when people do stupid things. We'll definitely go Ricky. Tricky Ricky will definitely be the click if he's there, which is a pretty hard maybe. All right, we'll go Ricky Pearsall. I don't mind Matthew Golden here, though. I've only clicked him on one team. This could be the second. Pairs up with the Chicago thing. I think it could make sense. We'll see what's there when we come back around. Laporta before Kraft. That's a bridge I can't cross. Me neither. That's aggressive. That is extremely aggressive. I don't think it was necessary. I don't know why you would do that. Hard take, I guess. Interesting. It's definitely Kraft over Loveland, or Kraft over Laporta. Sorry for me. That's 100%. Omega's in the house. How you doing, brother? Appreciate you. In real life, would you rather have Olave or Garrett? In real life, I'd rather have Garrett for sure. For sure. Yeah, it's actually real. Like, let's look at it like this, like straight out of college. Let's look at it like that. Straight out of Ohio State, who'd you rather have? Garrett, for sure. But not by a crazy amount. Not by a crazy amount. But now in their careers, it's still Garrett, because there's a lot of, I've been saying it on this channel a little bit. There's a lot of just bad juju, bad vibes around Olave right now with the blood clot stuff. Obviously, there's the concussion history, right? So there's some murkiness there that I just don't love clicking his name. And Garrett, I just can't get there because I just can't find the projection where he, gets 160, 180 targets or something crazy and 100 catches, 14. I just can't get there with him. And where he goes, there's just a ton of other, guys that are a safer bet for me. All right, we're not going quarterback. That is for sure. We could do Concepcion. We could do that. I think I might. Pairs up with the Baltimore. I do want to get a little more. I have a fair amount of Boston, but I do want enough Casey Concepcion, even though I don't love his price. I think him and Boston should be a lot closer. Even Judy should be a lot. They should all be closer together, no matter how that looks. I think they should all be closer together. But I do want some. I'll definitely be below the field. I'll be below the 8%, but I do want some. Actually, Mike Clay has Wilson at 1,181, 253 points. That's aggressive in half point PPR. Can't be that many points in half point PPR unless he has him going for like 12 plus touchdowns. It can't be that much in half point. That's got to be full point PPR. But 1,181. That's like 150 yards more than I have him for. So. Sure. Yeah. Like I would be willing to put that in the realm of, possibility. That's for damn sure. But is he going to have, like, let's say he has that, but how many touchdowns, right? Call it, let's be generous and say 7, right? How many has he had in his career, and what's his career high? That is his career high, 7. So let's be generous and say 6. 6 touchdowns and that many yards, right? Who scores more points? Him or T. Higgins? And T. Higgins has less than 1,000 yards. Who scores more points? It's definitely T. Higgins. So that's my 2 cents on it. I just don't like, unless, it comes down to Geno. If Geno throws for, 25 at least touchdowns and 3,800 yards, then I think Garrett Wilson could get there, kind of thing. But if he doesn't do that, which I don't think he will, everything just becomes more difficult to project out, in my opinion. Hmm. 127 and then 138. I might have to take a running back here. and then a wide receiver on the wraparound, I guess, I think is what I might have to do. Yeah. Do I take Rodriguez? Do I take Tyrone Tracy or Mason? Let's do Jordan Mason, I guess. Most touchdown equity, I feel like, out of those three. Though Chris Rodriguez could be that guy too. That's close. We'll see who's there. If we as a community think Tampa won't rush for many yards or touchdowns, shouldn't Baker and receiving weapons be ranked higher? I mean, how much do you have him projected to pass for and the pass catchers to catch? Like I have Baker projected at 3,845 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions is what I have Baker projected at. Igbuka, 1,086 yards, 7 touchdowns. McMillan, 641 yards, 4.5 touchdowns. That's what I have them projected at. I mean, I'm not sitting here thinking that K-Dot and 471 and 2. I'm not over here projecting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense to be one of the best in the NFL. So I think it'll be tougher for them to get there. Ooh, do we want to just take Keaton Mitchell here? Or do I want to take Jalen McMillan? Let's take McMillan. Let's take McMillan. Yeah, and I don't necessarily feel that way as a community personally. I mean, Bucky Irving and Kenny Gainwell, I like both of them to run for a lot. Zach Robinson just came from Atlanta. They ran a fair amount. So I don't necessarily agree with the community's take on that personally, if that is the community's take. You can't do physical activity on blood thinners. Your heart could stop. It's actually a potentially long recovery time. I didn't know that. That's good to know. That is good to know. He's not on blood thinners right now. He was supposedly he's off and he's done to get the blood clots. You know what I mean? Wembanyama missed 6 months with the blood clot. That's awful stuff. I mean, I had kind of a blood clot and I was on blood thinners. I'm not right now, but I'm playing hockey with maybe a blood clot right now. I mean, it's not really a blood clot, but yeah. I've got bad veins in my legs. I'll say that. BC is the only option with no DFS in Montana. They have CIBC and Scotiabank and Fernie if need be. Yeah, I'm not too worried about the banking stuff. But yeah, I did look at Montana. I'm not going to lie. I did look at Montana's DFS and Underdog, and they are not welcome, either of those two in Montana. So, or Idaho, which are the two closest. Washington would be way too far. I'll just go to BC. But I'm not too worried about the banking stuff, if I'm being honest. Diggs is going to be a riser and should have a floor on him, even if it's not exciting. I didn't project out Diggs, obviously. So Diggs, Deebo Samuel, I didn't project any stats for them because they're obviously not on a team. I don't know how, or I can't just project a regular. But I don't hate that that they have a floor. I don't hate that thought process. It's just like, what is that floor exactly? I don't personally like that neither of them are on a team right now. Like hopefully they sign before camp, but we're like we're less than 4 weeks from teams reporting. Could they sign in that 3 weeks? Absolutely. And I hope that they do. I want both of them to be in a camp, all camp. I really don't want, them to sign in week 3 of the preseason or something like that, or halfway through camp, whatever it is. I'm not drafting either of them right this second. I don't exactly know what their floor is. Like Diggs goes around Coker, McMillan. you could make it. I'm not doing. I'll take Diggs over Hunter and Cooper, but I'm sure other people would make a case to the contrary. But Shaheed, these guys all go in a similar area as Diggs, Shakir, and I'm clicking all of them. I mean, not so much Shakir, but I'm clicking McMillan, Coker, Shaheed for sure, and I'm clicking all of them over Diggs. So that's where it just becomes tough for me to get to them. Is how I feel about it. Definitely no QBs. I gotta think about some tight ends at some point. Well, I might just rattle off 3 straight towards the end. Do I take Gadsden for a slight discount? I don't think so. I think I go with one of these Raider wide receivers that I do like, both of them. And I guess I should take more Tucker, but I just can't get off the feeling that I like Jalen Naylor more than Tucker, a lot more. And my drafting will say that, 8% for Tucker, 28% for Naylor. So I have a hard time clicking Tucker over Naylor. Most of the time that exposure is because Naylor's been taken, but I should even it out a little bit, but I just cannot get over the feeling that I think Naylor scores more than Trey Tucker. That's where I'm at. Jerry's in the house. What's up, man? I'm doing well, man. Appreciate you. Canadians unite. Here we go. I'll have to go visit Jerry in Vancouver and rip some drafts. No, I'm not going that far. I'm going to Golden, BC at the furthest is what I'm doing. So we'll see how it goes. 0470. I really need to think about tight end here, but I just don't like any of these guys. I can pull somebody up, I suppose, like Kenyon Sadiq. I'm not drafting a lot of Jets. I like Breece Hall. So I am drafting him a little bit. Braylon Allen, I like as well. I'm drafting him. But as far as the pass catchers, I have a really hard time clicking any of them. I'll take Adonai Mitchell at the end because he's free. But Garrett Wilson, I just have a really hard time clicking his name. Kenyon Sadiq, same thing. So I don't think I'll be going down that road. I'll tell you that. And Hawkinson, I don't think makes sense here. I don't really have any clicks that I'm super excited about. So maybe I do take Kenyon Sadiq. I don't know. I don't want Pacheco with this, with Amon-Ra. Maybe this is like the odd, rare Charbonnet. That means I have to get away with these 7 wide receivers because I'll have to take another running back, I feel like. Maybe I do just take Sadiq and hate it. I do have Mason in week 17. The first Kenyon Sadiq share along with the first Javonte Williams share. Kind of yuck, but let's give it a whirl. Let's give it a whirl. I think earlier today I drafted, my first Garrett Wilson share, my second Shakir share. That was a fun team. Let's pull that up quick. Quick. That was a fun team. Yeah, that was my first. No, this isn't it. That's not it. This is it. This wasn't the first. Oh, yeah, it was Garrett Wilson. I can't remember. But this was a fun one. Garrett Wilson at 45. Even Jamar Chase at 4. Shakir at 141. Loveland at 52. That's a really fun team. Let's jump back over to this BBM we're doing. All right. 7 picks away. We're done at quarterback for sure. I have to get 3 tight ends. That's just a fact of life. I kind of feel like I have to be done at wide receiver to accomplish that. Or do I just trust that Javonte Williams and Chase Brown are the guys? I drafted them early enough to say that. If Mununga and Mason have a decent enough role, definitely would have taken Hawkinson there. I don't mind AJ Barner here. I think he can make a lot of sense. Do I just double tap tight ends to feel good about that? I could bring up Kamara. I think he makes sense in this build. I think I might just have to double tap tight end to feel good about that room. And let's go AJ Barner. Let's go AJ Barner. Only my third time drafting AJ Barner, so this is a thinner tight end room than I typically draft. This is a weird team. I had a feeling this is going to end up being super weird. Two guys I haven't drafted yet at all in Javonte Williams and Kenyon Sadiq. Third time clicking Barner. Like fourth time clicking Concepcion. Don't click him a lot. Nice little fall on Caleb. Definitely a different, interesting team. Different than I typically draft, that's for sure. The chat is actually waiting a review of the Truffle Pigs Bistro and Lodge, and that's a draft-worthy designation for if it's a worthy draft destination for us Americans. I'll let you know, man. I'll let you know. I don't think it'll be open, though. Well, no, it will be. Never mind. You're right. I already went over that. It will be in the summer. So, yeah, if it happens and I can go to Trail BC and rip drafts, that's what I'll be doing. And I'll be sitting at the Truffle Pigs Bistro, man, for sure. GM to Dynasty. What's up, man? What's up? How you doing? We're going to rip another one after this. Yeah, for sure. We're going to rip another BBM. We can do a Dalmatian if you guys want. I have one more bullet I want to get rid of that tournament. If there's any interest in a Dalmatian, we can do that, or we can rip another BBM. I just want to get some volume up. You know, I guess, like I said, while I still can. I don't 100% know what this structure is going to look like. We're going to do Pat Freiermuth, obviously. Pairs up with our Baltimore, so we're stacked up 15, 16, 17 with Baltimore. Which is good with players we like and kind of, you know, it would have been Denzel Boston if not Casey Concepcion anyways. So I kind of like mixing it up and getting him there. We're done at tight end now, which feels good. Even though I don't love this room, it is different for me though. Very unique for me. Don't draft a lot of Sadiq or Barner, let alone together. So, and then the tight ends kind of fall off the board, which makes sense. Two more clicks. One will 100% be a running back. And then the last one, I feel like I have some flexibility. Though I just can't shake the feeling that, like, basically then that becomes which room is stronger. And I can't shake the feeling that the wide receiver room is stronger. That's just how I feel looking at it. I mean, draft capital wise, it's close, all things considered, but I guess we'll see who the running back is that I get. My rank would be Big Mike Washington, but I have Trey Tucker, so I don't necessarily want to go down that road, and he goes, which is fine. Then Emmett Johnson, that could make some sense. Braylon, don't like that with Kenyon Sadiq. Chris Brooks, I guess, but then we're definitely taking a fourth. EJ goes. Nick Singleton. That's got to be the click, I guess. But then do I still take... And then Katron's there. Do I take Katron over Singleton? Jacksonville, Minnesota. Let's go Singleton. Another thing I just can't shake is that Singleton's going to get some reps, some carries, some run late in the season with Pollard and Spears both on the last year of their contract. I feel like they're going to want to get a good look at Nick Singleton at the end of the year. I can't shake that feeling. I will take Katron if he's there. That's for sure in the 18th round. I don't want to take Jaden Blue with Javonte if I'm being honest. Halani, but I don't necessarily want to do that with Barner, considering Barner gets some goal line carries, believe it or not. So do I stop at the 5 running backs? I don't love it, but I think I might have to. Just heard you say you drafted a Wilson team, 253 points. I did take him once. I took him once, but I don't think I got him at 45. ADP of 36 or whatever he is. In this draft, he went in at 36, and I got him at 45. So I'll take him there. But again, that can't be full. That can't be half point PPR projection. That has to be a full point PPR projection. Do I think he makes starts this year? I do. Again, at the end of the year, I just think they're going to want to get a look at him. I really, really, really think they're going to want to get a good look at him, give him some run, see what he can do with it, feature him a little bit. They're not making the playoffs. So, yeah, I got to stop. I can't take these running backs down here. Just can't. I'd rather take a swing at a wide receiver that I like. And it's kind of always Jalen Noel in the 18th round. So I might just continue to do that. I like Malachi Fields as well. But my rank definitely has Jalen Noel pretty high. Jalen Tolbert there, but I just haven't been able to click it myself, even though that is who I have projected. It's just like, yeah, he's easy. He's easy to project as the wide receiver 1 in Miami. But is that what happens in reality? I just have a hard time with that. I do think you're saying you agree with me. I feel you, man. I feel you. At the end of the year, like it's kind of has to be there. At some point, it kind of has to be there, I feel like. And I really like Nick Singleton as a prospect. So I'm pretty bullish in the range that he goes. I like bye week 9 too. It's good for some 0 RB stuff. Jalen Noel could be the Texans' second best wide receiver. I absolutely agree with that. And their best wide receiver is very injury prone. So I am a big believer in Jalen Noel as a player and as a prospect. I loved him in college. I loved him coming out. I thought it was a good landing spot. But obviously Christian Kirk was a bit of a thorn in his side. He had a pretty reasonable rookie season realistically. And then, yeah, Tank Dell's there. But honestly, Tank Dell doesn't play he does play some slot, but not like Jalen Noel's more or less a slot-only player. But they project to play a lot of 11 personnel, the Texans. So I like him a lot. I really do. Let's finish this up. Let's get into another one. We got a 2-5-8-3. I like that structure a lot, but I feel like my running back room's a little thin. We got Lamar Jackson, Caleb Williams. That's super strong. Really like that. Chase Brown, Javonte Williams, Kyle Monungai, Jordan Mason, Nick Singleton. I think it's a little thin, but I don't think I had any other choice realistically. I don't want to throw a random like dead body back there, like Giddens, I guess. Sure. I like Ollie Gordon a little bit. Sure. Third down, DeMercado, Chris Brooks, but like, really, is that what I need? I don't think so. I'd rather take, a little more of a guarantee for points in Jalen Noel. Wide receiver room goes Amon-Ra, Zay Flowers, Parker Washington, Pearsall, Concepcion, Jalen McMillan, Trey Tucker, and Jalen Noel. That's plenty strong for me. Again, I probably could have gotten away with 7 and then brought in a 6 running back, but it just didn't make sense with who was still on the board. Tight end room goes Kenyon Sadiq, AJ Barner, and Pat Freiermuth. I'm stacked up week 15, 16, 17 with the Baltimore. So I like that. Week 17 with the Chicago. Yeah, good times. I like that one. Fun enough. Let's jump into another. Let's just do a BBM. Easy to fill. Maybe I'll get a little EV in my last Dalmatian. So we're in a BBM waiting on 5 if you want to jump in. I am going to make sure that draft is over and then update the BBO just so we have the most up-to-date, accurate exposures and combinations. I will have no Tank Dell. He received very limited snaps with his injury history. I have 0 Tank Dell as well, and famously or infamously, I've always been a huge Tank Dell believer. I was like 30% when he was a rookie on Tank Dell, and that ended up being so awesome. And then he got hurt right before the playoffs, so that really, really hurt anyone that drafted Tank Dell at volume when he was a rookie. And then, every other year I've always liked Tank Dell, but with these injuries, I just can't do it. And it kills me because I love Tank Dell. I always liked him as a player, and it's just unfortunate. It is what it is. But I'm not drafting Tank Dell either. King of Kings in the house. Frank's over here. I'm happy that you two's guys. We got the Candyman at 11, King of Kings at 12. You guys can pick each other off. I'm over here nice and safe. Stormtrooper over here. We got Griff. We got Lance 2020, over here. I'm happy to be in the middle while you guys fight with each other with 0 value at the end of the round. You guys actually have to do some strategy drafting right beside each other. Careful who you push kind of thing. Or sometimes if you're just doing different things, you can be super nice to each other and everybody's happy. Everybody gets their guys, We'll see how you guys do over there if there's any bickering. Last year, I was 25% scoutable and 5% Tracy. This year, I want to be 0% scoutable, 30% Tracy, unless ADP is rapidly reversed. That's pretty much where I'm at right now. You want to know my exposure to Cam Scattaboo? You know that already, Jeff, but 0% Cam Scattaboo and 26.2% Tracy. So I'm right there with you. That's pretty much my take, and that's where I was. Same thing with Scattaboo Tracy last year. I think I was more on Tracy than that because I still don't mind him as a player. I think it's 6. Let's just do Amon-Ra again. I like to either pull up McCaffrey a little bit to 5. I think 4 you can make a case as well. Or when he falls to 9 or 10 is when I want to be taking McCaffrey. I don't necessarily want to take him at ADP. So, but I do want to be just right kind of at the field. I'm 7.7% right now. That's kind of where I want to be. I have 1 click of Jonathan Taylor. I will only take him if he falls into my lap, which he did there at 10 or 11 or something like that. So, of course, I'm going to take him there. That's just kind of another take I have about the McCaffrey situation. I either want to take him when he falls or pull him up. And that's just how I feel about it. But I'm in lockstep with you on this one. Let's go. Let's see how you guys do together, fighting with each other. We got Frank and Chris in the 11-12 spot. It's important not to marry player takes, to not marry player takes. I can give Chris some valuable 11 spot tips. Yeah, Jeff only gets the pick 11, so he can help you out. And Candyman times out on his first pick and then takes ADP. What are we doing here? Oh, it's not Justin Jefferson. He was battling in his brain between Jefferson and Cook. And then Frank takes Jefferson, gets a little value there, pulls up Hampton a touch. Barkley, Cook. Don't mind that. We're going to check out the combo tool on Amon-Ra just to see what's shaking there. I'll definitely take Kenny Walker, though I don't think he's the best second-round selection at all. 2 times have I clicked Kenny Walker. AJ Brown, Nico, not clicking those guys a lot. Let's do the George Pickens. We said it's hard to do that. No, we're doing Derrick Henry. I only have them once anyways, so it does make sense to take Derrick Henry regardless. And I'll have another opportunity or 2 or 10 to take Amon-Ra Pickens if I really want. So, yeah, if it was Achane, if it were Achane there, or even London, I would have taken Pickens there. But, lemonade, boys. So there you go. Rice gets pulled up a little bit. I got Rice at 28 on that same team that I was talking about on the Twitter machine there. I got him at 28, which is one past ADP of 27, but his ADP, in my opinion, is going to rise. He's going to be at the turn in no time. The 2-3 turn, he's going to be there, as a second round pick at some point in the very near future is how I feel about Rashee Rice. So, I mean, this might be a little egregious right this second, but I think it's fine if you want to combo them up with JSN and Rice. But yeah, anytime you could get a basically, 29, 30, whatever, 28, 30, 31, anywhere past 28, essentially, I think you're winning CLV on Rashee Rice. And I am drafting him now. He projects well for me. And, you can hate him as much as you want as a person, and I do not like him at all as a person, but he projects very, 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 very well for me if he plays 17 games, and I think anyone else would say that as well. It's not groundbreaking news over here, but he projects as like wide receiver 6 for me. Yeah, wide receiver 6 is what he projects to be if he plays 17 games and all that kind of stuff. And, it's never seemed more likely that he plays 17 games than now in the last, 3 years for Rashee Rice. So, yeah, it goes off the board at wide receiver 12. And I have him projecting as wide receiver 6. Yeah. So, Amon-Ra 0% with Trey McBride. That'd be fun if Trey McBride falls to me here. And there he goes. Twice with Breece Hall and Amon-Ra. Breece Hall goes. I just don't love the vibes again around Olave, so he's a tough click for me right now. Neighbors has been falling. I think we got to go T, even though, 3 times with the Amon-Ra, pairs up with the Henry thing. I think he's the safest click here, though I think I project Tet over Higgins as far as overall points, but let's do that. Do I have these 3 paired? I do. Wow. And I did get Tet, so might have to deviate from that, even if Tet is on the board, but we'll see. We'll see what shakes back to us here. If you don't like Olave, how much Jordan Tyson do you have then? A little bit of the exact same. I think I'm at the field on both. Yeah, 7.7 for both. So basically right at field on both of them. And that's kind of where I'd want to be. Like both are an injury concern, right? So I don't necessarily want to go all in on either one. I want to be kind of playing both sides of that because they're both an injury risk. And if one should get injured, the other's going to kind of smash. If one, you know what I mean? So that's why that's how I'm going to play that room with those 2 wide receivers is I'm just going to take them both at a field clip kind of a thing. And again, I liked Olave earlier before the blood clot stuff came out. And then it's just, I don't know, not good vibes around the whole situation with the blood clot stuff. You were talking about it earlier, Jeff. So like the blood clot stuff is no joke, so. Josh Jacobs falling a little bit. Maybe I do that. Maybe I do Josh Jacobs here. I've only drafted him once. My rank is 30 as far as his projections. A couple picks past ADP. I might do that. What do I have Josh Jacobs projected for? I'm going to do that. RB12. He goes at RB18, and I got him at a discount. Only 1,040 rushing yards. I'm pretty conservative, but 12 touchdowns, potentially, 12.6 touchdowns, 38 catches, 265 receiving yards, and 1 receiving touchdown, 231 fantasy points. I don't think that's crazy. That's pretty conservative as far as the rushing yards, only 1,040 rushing yards. I have Jeremiah Love projected for more rushing yards. I have Travion Henderson projected for more rushing yards by literally 2 yards, but I do. So I think that's pretty conservative for Josh Jacobs, but attainable. Very attainable. Amon-Ra T. I don't know if I go Jameson Williams, even if he's there. No, I probably have to. It's a few picks past ADP. I probably have to if he's there. Any of these wide receivers. I've only clicked Mike Evans once, and that was another huge fall. Did he fall here? A couple picks. I think I probably got him around here where I'm at now in the 50s is where I took Mike Evans. Maybe it tells me. It doesn't tell me. That's okay. I was definitely at a discount. I took my 1 Mike Evans share. I will definitely take Devontae. That's an instant smash click. I'm getting a little over my skis on DJ Moore, 12.3%. So I've kind of pulled back on that. Could bring up Rome, 12.3 as well. Bring up Rome to pair up with Amon-Ra. That is pretty okay. I have a lot of options here. Trevion's on the board as well. He goes. Bucky is fine, but I don't think I go down the Bucky road. I don't want to do Lamar necessarily with Henry. Yeah, I think we bring up Rome. I have DJ Moore projected a little higher than Rome, but probably not by much. He's literally right behind him. So let's go Rome Odunze. That's where it makes more sense. Pairs up with the Green Bay as well. So makes just too much sense to take Rome there. It's a fun team. I really have to kind of land the plane here, but fun team so far. Yeah, what's up, dog? Appreciate you popping in. As a Chiefs fan, I hope they get rid of Rice next year. He'll be taking healthy share this year, but I'll be taking a healthy share this year. Yeah, I feel you. I would feel the exact same way. He's just a liability. It's not worth it. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. Like, it's always, the thing is, like, everyone's like, oh, Rashee Rice, he's the greatest. But like this, what are we talking about? He had a really good rookie year, but then after that, it's just been a disaster. And then, like, it's not necessarily there. You know what I mean? So it's just not even close to being worth the squeeze with that guy. Just a nightmare. I would agree with you if I were a Chiefs fan, but as you know, we kind of don't see eye to eye, Chiefs and Bengals fans. But yeah, that's one we can share that sentiment. Last update we got on the blood clot was that he was expected to be fully cleared by June 29th, but we still haven't heard an update, so he's still probably not cleared. Probably not cleared, but I think as far as I know, he's off the blood thinners. Hard to say. I don't know for sure on that one, but I've noticed you're 0% on guys with notable injury histories. Yeah, for the most part, like, that always kind of scares me off. But the big problem, we'll make this pick quickly, and then I probably would have went Warren there. But let's just go Joe Burrow. Let's just go Joe Burrow, make it easy on ourselves. I think that's a great way to go about this. Just make it easy. Burrow with T, Henry bring back, make it easy. The biggest thing is, like, those guys, you're not getting any discount. Like the three, like, big kind of like examples, I suppose. The three biggest examples of that being the case is definitely Scadaboo at 45. Like that, it's not priced in that he just destroyed his leg. Same thing with Judkins. Though Judkins seems like he's starting to pull back a little bit. 54 ADP. Went to 57, couple picks past ADP. So I think he's starting to fall a little bit. So there will be a point where Judkins does make sense. Price wise, but he's not quite there yet for me, but it's not priced in. And then the last one is Christian Watson. Like I'm 0% Christian Watson. I'm 0% Judkins. I'm 0% Cam Scadaboo. Why? It's not because I hate them as players. It's because their price doesn't make sense. Like I would draft them. I do like them in a vacuum, but not at the price that they go. Not a chance. Like Scadaboo, give me David Montgomery every single time and twice on Sundays over Scadaboo. Give me Jacobs over Scadaboo, which is literally what I did in this draft. Like there's guys down here that, yeah, he shouldn't be going where he is. There's just no reason for it. And his injury concern is not priced in. Canadian stud best ball summer. What's up? What's up, man? Travis, how you doing? Appreciate you popping in, my friend. Let's go Caleb again. I don't know why Caleb's falling right now. Does anyone have any insider information on why Caleb is falling? This is the third time today I've clicked him in the late 70s. This obviously makes sense to click him. I have Rome, I have Monra. That's just too, I'd be stupid to not click Caleb Williams there. And then a bring back in week 16 as well, and Josh Jacobs. So what's craziest about Caleb Williams falling is there's Loveland, there's Adunze, there's Burden, there's Swift, right? Like all of these Bears are going, but their quarterback continues to fall. That's what doesn't make sense to me. Like, why didn't the Burden drafter just take him here, right? Instead of Warren. Why didn't Frank take him? That's a little aggressive to pull him. I mean, he's only pulling him up a few picks, but why didn't Frank take him in the, with Loveland, you have the Green Bay. Why didn't the Swift drafter take him here? He took Prescott instead to pair with the Pickens. Okay. I like Parker Washington, so don't get me wrong. Those are two fine clicks, but like, it's just interesting. That's just my weird, like, it's just weird. It doesn't make sense that Caleb Williams falls consistently. It does not make any sense in the world. And in the last draft we were just in, I took him naked at the time. I brought in Manungai, obviously, with the Amon-Ra St. Brown. So, like, that's also an option for the Gibbs drafter, right? That actually made tons of sense. You could have double tapped QB or done a QB. It's just interesting. I don't understand how and or why Caleb is consistently falling 3 times in one day. I got him at pick 76, 78, and 79, was it? Or was it 80? Where did I get him in the other draft this afternoon? Regardless, late 70s, three times in one day. It's interesting. I don't get it. I do not get it. My biggest reason to fade Scadaboo is that there's someone on his own team with a similar production profile going 8 rounds later. I think that, yeah, Tracy's kind of underrated for a guy that was like literally still learning how to play the position. And he's come a long way. And it's the injury concern with Scadaboo. I'm going to make these clicks and then we'll talk more about it. I'm not going to go Manungai here. I like my running back room, that's for sure. Jaden Reed is not going to be the click. I could pull up Pearsall, but I'm going to take a Rico share, I think. No, I'm going to take Pearsall. Let's take Pearsall. There's some other running backs I can take that I'd feel pretty good about. And there's some other Steelers that I like. I like Pittman. I obviously like Jeremy Bernard. I like Fannin. I do like Rico Dowdle, though. Don't get me wrong. I do like Rico Dowdle right now. The thing with Scadaboo, yeah, is he just is does not care about his brain, man. Like, I just think like he's one play away from running into a brick wall, and that's not really good for your brain. So I don't know. He just the way he plays, it's like Pacheco, man. Isaiah Pacheco, same thing. You're not in college anymore, kid. Like, these are big boys, and they will fuck you up a little bit. Like, you know what I'm saying? This isn't college anymore. You can't be doing that shit. You can't get away with it. And he's not elusive enough to, be that kind of a back. So, and it's hard for, a zebra to change its stripes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just have a hard time with Scadaboo. I really, really, really do. I don't think there's much competition for Watkins and Judkins. That's why I'm not out on those two. Yeah, for sure, Judkins. I do like Samson a lot. I see that as the Scadaboo Tracy conversation as well. So I have a ton of Samson. He's one of my most drafted players, actually. Not that it's competition to Judkins as far as like stealing carries from him, because I don't necessarily think that's the case. I really don't think that's the case. We're gonna do, so there's Pittman there for us now, and I kind of like that. I do want to get my exposure up on him. Only 4 teams, 6.2%. Let's do that. Let's do that, I guess. Let's leave it there. Let's just leave it. Let's just leave it and see where it goes. I have to kind of believe in Henry and Jacobs, I guess. If I'm going to do it, you got to do it right. Kenny Gainwell is the guy I wanted there. That's a great click. I should have maybe taken Kenny G over Pittman. I don't know. It's fine kind of either way, but maybe Gainwell is the proper click there over Pittman. And for Watson, like, again, it's just like, if a player tells you that he can't stay healthy, believe him. So for this question, that's why I'm 0% on those guys. If they tell you they can't stay healthy, believe them. And with Christian Watson, I believe him, especially at this price. That it's just a crazy price for me. I'm just never clicking his name. I get that he can be. I get what he can be. He didn't even stay healthy all of last year after coming back from the ACL. So, yeah, I just can't get there at that price for Christian Watson. And he's told me time and time again that he can't stay healthy. Whispered in my ear, "Hey, Cody, I cannot stay on the football field." And I said, "Are you sure? The best ability out there is availability." And he said, "Fuck you, man. I make, $110 million. So fuck yourself," is what he said to me. It's fair. It's a fair statement. We're going to go definitely not quarterback. I wouldn't mind bringing in a tight end at some point in the near future. And we're just going to do Fannin then. That makes too much sense. He's number 1 in my ranks. I have him at 74. Projects well for me. Makes sense to take a tight end. It makes sense to take Cleveland. That's fine. Pairs up with the Baltimore. Sure. That seems easy. It's an easy game. Round past ADP as well. Geez, I didn't even notice that. A round past ADP. That feels good. That's fun. Maybe I should pay a little more attention to the board here. Probably take actually, I could take anything. There's a lot of options with this team. I like this wide receiver room. That's fun. Quarterbacks are in a really good spot. Definitely done there. It's a fun team. Tight end's in a good spot, obviously. See if there's any value. Romeo Dobbs slipping. He, believe it or not, projects well for me. Mark Andrews is up there, but do I want to take him with Henry? It's fine with the T. Higgins and Burrow. I could definitely justify taking Mark Andrews, and that could actually potentially open the door for 2 tight ends. That's not crazy. Nice little fall on Dobbs. He goes. Mason goes. That was kind of the other guy. I think we will take Mark Andrews if he's there. I think it makes sense. Yeah, I think it makes sense. And I could be talked into stopping at 2 tight ends with Mark Andrews and Harold Fannin. That's super close, but we'll see how it shakes out. Maybe that might just give us some flexibility at the end of the draft. I kind of like that. Double Baltimore, that's fine. With the bring back on the Cincinnati in week 17. I like that. Cleveland in week 16, Pittsburgh in week 15 for Baltimore. So we've got some little mini game stacks there throughout the playoffs. I like doing that at times when it makes sense. It's a fun team. We have some options, and I like having teams with options. It's fun drafting that way. That's a fun way to draft. If you're just popping in, hit the like button, guys. I haven't asked for it yet. I'll stream. Hit that like button for me if you like the content. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, though. We might be ending as a stream in about 10 days, something like that. But, you know, hit the subscribe button anyways. Helps out. Makes me feel good about myself. So I'm not just talking to the ether out here, you know? Franco's, Rodriguez, and Coker. Those are 2 guys that were potentials for me at the Andrews click. 3 quarterbacks, Lawrence, Love, and Kyler. I think that's kind of necessary. Pairs with the players on the team, obviously. Game stack. Nothing for week 17 yet on the Minnesota side, but that's easy to do later. What's Candyman doing here? Jackson Dart as his only QB so far. Interesting. Might get a little greasy. Where is he going? Carson Beck? Daniel Jones? We'll see. 3 straight RBs. Neighbors, Harrison, Pierce, Golden. Wide receiver might be in a little trouble as well. I just need running back more than wide receiver at this point. It would be Shaheed realistically over Mitchell, but I need a running back here more. I feel like I have to round out this running back room a little bit. Draft for need on that one. Shaheed would have been the click for sure, but I have to start filling out this room a little bit. I think we're in good shape, though. I like this team. Anytime I have Burrow and Caleb, something like that, Daniels, Burrow, Daniels, Caleb, whatever. If I have a room like that, I feel just super, super good about it. You know, Daniels, Lawrence, if they didn't have the same bye week, would be great. But yeah, it just allows you to do so much more. It's tough to chat when you're in the heat of the draft. Sometimes it is. No better way to get unique than draft 2 players at the onesies with the same bye week. I like doing that at tight end sometimes. Might not be the way to go at quarterback, though I have done it in other tournaments, not in Best Ball Mania, but I have done it in other tournaments where it just made sense to do the Daniels and Lawrence thing. And then I just brought in someone who had a good, I think it was A-Rod maybe, someone who had a good week 7 game, essentially a favorable matchup in week 7 is the quarterback that I took naked. Just, I need a quarterback on that week. You can't get 0 quarterback points, you know, in any week and expect to advance, especially in Best Ball Mania. Maybe in a you know, tournament like the Dalmatian, that makes a lot of sense. That could actually be a strategy in the Dalmatian, where 4 of 12 advance, but you really got to nail the skill positions. Don't like where we're at right now. Don't want to go Boston. I don't want to go, yeah, Jennings. Let's just take a Travis Hunter share. That's only the fourth or fifth time I've drafted him. So let's do that. Let's do that. I might have to stay here and figure out our next pick in advance because I don't want to get caught with my pants down. I kind of was there, but realistically, I think that's the best. That was the best pick, anyways. So it worked out in our favor. Think I like a running back here. I might I still have the option to take a third tight end or not. We'll see. In your last round, I took Jordan Love and Darnold both by week 11. Won't be many Love Darnold teams 3 QB build. Yeah, that's another way to do it too. You know, in if you're doing a 3 quarterback build, then yeah, it's fine to take overlapping buys, obviously. But I'm saying stop at 2. I think that could potentially be a strategy in a tournament like the Dalmatian, where 4 of 12 advance. Take Jane Daniels and Trevor Lawrence, but you really have to nail, like I was kind of getting into there, the running backs and wide receivers. So your first, second round, third round picks, fourth round pick, kind of all have to really hit. They'll have to really, really be what you drafted them to be, essentially. They have to. You do not have a choice on that, literally. We're going to do Tank. I think Tank Bigsby makes a lot of sense here. Pairs up with Ricky Pearsall. That's cool in week 17. So that's fun. He's just the best click right now, I feel like. Yeah. Works with bye weeks too, so that's cool. Added bonus. Think he's the best pick there regardless. So, but yeah, maybe I don't think I have the stones to do that in a Dalmatian, but if I had more of a bankroll, maybe I would. Is that is the Pitbull full of 4 of 12? 2 of 12. Okay. There was another one earlier in the year that was 4 of 12. I don't remember what it was. Might have been a single entry. Maybe that's something to do in a single entry. You know, 4 of 12 single entry. That could be very unique if you get it through. That's a strategy worth talking about and looking into in the 4 of 12 advance tournaments. We have options, but I guess it would be Antonio Williams here. Or Kamara, tomato could make some sense. I think Kamara makes more sense in this build than Antonio Williams. So let's do that. Running back room's in good enough shape. I think I feel better about this running back room as a 5 RB running back room than the last draft where we stopped at 5. I think I feel better about this one, but it's close. So 100% one more wide receiver. And then we have options, I feel like. The closer we get to the end, I feel like I am stopping at 2 tight ends. We'll see. We will see how that shakes out. This is a fun draft. Bryce Young is the other quarterback for the Candyman. Pairs up with no one yet. Then takes Dulcich. Probably planned to take Love or hope to take Love, wrap him around with the golden, but Christian Watson drafter right there. I would have gone the other way. I would have went Love and then hope that Golden falls, but that's all right. Definitely no quarterback. Jeremy's always a good click, but I don't want to do that with Pittman realistically. I don't feel like that makes sense. Do I take an Emmett Johnson? Do I take a Ray Davis? Ray Davis could make some sense with the Chicago stuff. I think we definitely take a running back here. Let's do Ray Davis with the Chicago stuff. I think that makes sense anyways. Let's do Ray Davis. Then we're obviously done at running back. And we're going to have to be done at tight end, I feel like. Yeah. I think that's the way to go. I think an 8th wide receiver makes more sense than a 3rd tight end in this build, personally. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take 2 more wide receivers on this one. That's what we're going to do. Brings in Geno Smith as well. Has the plane been landed? I don't know. I don't know, Candyman. I don't know, Candyman. In the chat, honestly, how do you feel about your squad, Chris? Interesting build. Interesting build. Don't hate what Frank's doing over here. I probably would have went Tracy over Rodriguez. I just like, I don't think you need him with the quarterback. I don't think that makes as much sense. Tracy pairs up with the Williams as well, just to kind of end the Strange. Or no, that's the Dallas. Never mind. We're going wide receiver for sure. We are going to take, it's just always Jalen Knoll. Like, it's always Jalen Knoll. He's just such a great click down here. I don't understand. I'm going to probably be like 50%. I'm over 30% right now, Jalen Knoll in Best Ball Mania, and I don't see that slowing down. I just think he's such a smash in the 17th or 18th round, which you get him mostly in the 18th. Pairs up with Josh Jacobs in week 17. That's cool. Also with Tank Bigsby in week 16 and Travis Hunter in week 15. So that makes sense to get those little mini game stacks too. Nice little bonus. Who else do we like down here? Yoshivas, but I'm not going to go down that road. Vele kind of projects okay for me. So I think Vele is an okay click. That might actually make sense, though. I do have Kamara. Vele's the slot likely in that offense, so which is wild because he's the biggest of the 3, but he's probably the slot guy, and I hope Kamara gets a lot of that type of stuff. So I don't think that makes sense. I do like Malachi Fields a lot down here, so that could make some sense. Taekwon can make some sense. He goes. Frank takes Taekwon. Jalen Tolbert, do I just nut up or shut up? I don't know. I've clicked Caleb Douglas a couple of times, just being that deep threat guy. He's just one play away to potentially cracking your lineup week 17, a la Tyquan Thornton, you know? So that's kind of why I'm clicking him over Tolbert. Again, Tolbert's just easy to project as the wide receiver one. It's just kind of lazy of me, if I'm being honest, but like, who would you project to be the wide receiver one for the Dolphins? It kind of has to be Tolbert, right? Unstacked QB better than none. I'd say all things considered, he probably did the best he could. Probably. I mean, Candyman's is a good drafter. I think mistakes potentially were made. And we're just going to do Malachi Fields then. Really like him down here. Though Ted Hurst can make some sense as well. But just way more competition. I'm going to do Malachi Fields on that one. Just want you to know, no matter what anyone tells you, I do love you. What's going to hit my inbox? Is there DMs coming or something that I need to be aware of? What's going on here? Jalen Tolbert could be Malik Willis's Alan Lazard. No doubt, eh? Yeah, that's an enviable spot to be in, right? That's an enviable spot to be. We could maybe rip one more. How many likes are we at? No, we're not I'm not even gonna put it on the table. Sorry, guys, we're not gonna rip one more. I gotta go watch a movie or something. Second draft tonight, so we'll go through this. We'll take a look at the other teams, Candyman and Frank as well, and then we'll get out of here. So we got Joe Burrow and Caleb Williams. I think that's super strong. Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Keaton Mitchell, Tank, Bigsby, Alvin Kamara, Ray Davis. That works for me. Definitely fine. Could have stopped at 5 potentially, but I'm happy to tack on Ray Day. Monroe, T. Higgins, Dunze, Pearsall, Pittman, Travis Hunter, Jalen Noel, Malachi Fields. I think that makes sense with the Travis Hunter click. I kind of always feel like you should be taking 8 wide receivers if you have Travis Hunter on your team. Like any given week, he can be an absolute 0. So I think you kind of have to throw a little more volume in there. That was the biggest reason why I took an 8th wide receiver over a 3rd tight end. That was the same conversation as last draft. Harold Fannin and Mark Andrews. It's close to being where you can stop at 2. Typically, I would take 3 in that kind of a room, but I'm going to gamble and just say there's enough tight end touchdowns there for my tight ends, kind of a thing. I think this is a quality team. I like it. Stacks up where you need it. If it finds its way into the final, we'll be in good shape. We'll have some fun, a fun sweat on our hands. Let's take a look at, let's go Candyman. 3573, Jackson Dart, Bryce Young, and Geno Smith. It's a tough room, man. Honestly, that's a tough room. Pulled up Jackson Dart too. I get it. You had to with Neighbors. We didn't necessarily have to. Well, you did if you took them where you had to take them, I suppose. But yeah, that's a tough room if you ask me. James Cook, Barkley, Etienne, Tootin, and Dobbins. That's pretty strong. That's fine. I like that a lot. When you start 3 straight running backs, you can't go more than 5. So I like that. Tootin as well, or really early. I don't mind that room, that's for sure. Neighbors, Harrison, Pierce, Golden, Shakir, Debo, Brazel. So the problem I have with this wide receiver room, I think that this is a super, 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 super thin wide receiver room. And why? Like Malik Neighbors might not start the year, week 1. Alec Pierce is in a similar bucket. He may not get there for week 1. Golden, has been hit or miss. We'll see with that. Debo isn't even on a team right now. Chris Brazel's a rookie, right? Like there's some concerns there for me in the wide receiver room. And I don't think there'd be any pushback from Candyman on that one. So that's an interesting stop at 7 wide receivers. I guess it is what it is. Like you kind of have to. Goddard, Dulcich, and Terrence Ferguson. That's okay. That plays. The running back room plays. The tight end room plays. The quarterback room's a little bit thin, and the wide receiver room is precarious for me. But that's just one man's opinion. 3-5-8-2 for Frank in the 12 spot. Trevor Lawrence, Jordan Love, and Kyler. That's fine. That's fine. It's even close to stopping at 2 there for Trevor Lawrence and Love. That's I wouldn't say you're crazy if you stopped at 2, but it's super thin. Don't get me wrong. It's risky. But Kyler obviously alleviates those concerns. And I know you have Justin Jefferson, so it makes sense. Marion Hampton, Javonte Williams, Chris Rodriguez, Tyler Algier, and Dylan Sampson. I think that's fine. It's very similar to the room I just drafted. It's a little concerning, but it should be fine. You drafted 2 running backs early. You have to believe that they can do it. So I have to be fine with it because I literally just did this. So it is fine. I think it can work. Justin Jefferson, Christian Watson, Brian Thomas Jr., Chris Godwin, Jalen Coker, Trey Harris, Pat Bryant, and Tyquan Thornton. We got Minnesota, Green Bay stacked up, Jacksonville stacked up, top 3 wide receivers stacked up. I'm not a big Chris Godwin drafter at all. I think I'm 0% right now, but that's just, again, my take on it. Jalen Coker, I like. Trey Harris is concerning, got a nice discount on him. Is he going to be on the field? They're going to be running a lot of two wide receiver types of sets, whether that's 21 personnel or 12 personnel. There's going to be a lot of only 2 wide receivers on the field. And to me, that's got to be Quentin Johnston, Ladd McConkey. But maybe it's Quentin Johnston and Trey Harris a lot of times. Hard to say. That's just kind of my take on that offense. Pat Bryant, I'm not a big drafter of either. There's just too much going on there. Tyquan, I like. This works, though. Definitely a quality enough room, but there's concerns for me. I have major concerns for Brian Thomas. I have major concerns about Christian Watson, Godwin as well, Bryant, Harris. I have some major concern about a lot of these guys, even Justin Jefferson, but doesn't mean that's, again, just my opinion. So it doesn't mean that much. It's a quality room at the end of the day. Loveland and Strange, I like that. It's fine to stop at 2. So there's definitely some question marks for me in the wide receiver room, but again, that's just my opinion on it. I like the running back room though. Quarterback room's fine. That was a fun draft. I like that one. A little different. Both teams tonight were a little bit different than we typically do. So it's kind of good to get a little bit different. Again, get some volume in while we can. We'll see where that goes. Like I said, I think I'm busy tomorrow night at a birthday party. So maybe we'll try to get something going on Saturday at some point. Maybe Sunday, though I have a family thing that day as well. But we'll try to get one in on the weekend to catch up on the Monday, Wednesday, Friday from last week. We'll definitely be back on Monday regardless, but I'm sure we'll have one in between. And then we'll see. We'll wait for the shoe to drop, and maybe we'll make an announcement for some sort of like larger stream with guests. Maybe we'll see how it goes, but we're going to get out of here for the night. Like I was saying, Off the Schneid, if you're afraid to be wrong, you'll never be right. Hopefully tonight we're right. We win best ball.